There's an Easter egg in the latest Grand Theft Auto Online update, Money Fronts, that confirms one of the craziest characters from GTA 5 single player is still alive. We'll be talking about who that is and more all in this video today. So at first I was really worried about this online update being a relatively small one, but honestly it's packed with a lot more depth than you think. And that includes some of the Easter eggs that Rockstar have decided to put into either the lines of dialogue or the text messages you get. And in this instance, we're talking about Trevor Phillips' mom, Mrs. Phillips, and you guys might not even know that she exists. And the reason for that is the only appearance she happens to make in-game is during a Strangers and Freak mission called Mrs. Phillips, and you have to do this after completing the storyline, and Trevor must be kept alive. So if you've only played the GTA 5 story mode once, and you decided to kill Trevor, then you probably never encountered this, or you might not have just finished it, or you just had no idea that this was even a mission. But I'll give you a little bit of an idea of what she's like so that you can understand the Easter egg.
So, you've done well for yourself.
What are you doing here?
Is that how you greet your mother, Trevor?
I didn't know they let you out.
So you never wrote to me? You never visited?
Well,
I bet you never found a girl. Tell me, Trevor, are you gay?
no.
Is that what this is all about?
No.
I wouldn't care. In fact, I've always wanted a gay son. A son who wouldn't forget about his mother.
But, Ma.
But Ma, nothing. Not a peep. I carried you in here. I fed you. I weaned you. Now look at you. You always were an ungrateful, wretched, sniveling sack of shit of a boy. You know it, and I know it. There was always something wrong with you. Ashamed of yourself. Ashamed of me. Of your own mother. I've been here for hours. And have you gotten me a drink? Or a cigarette? Or massage my feet? I'm an old woman. And you, in the prime of life, have you nothing inside?
I am so sorry.
There, it's okay, son. Oh, that's enough! Here I am, old and tired and alone.
I'm so sorry for everything.
Exactly. For everything. I'm an old woman, Trevor. I don't got no insurance.
Oh, I got money.
I don't want your goddamn money. Is that what you think I am? A prostitute? Still? You're sick.
What can I do?
I'm in a lot of pain. I need you to get me some more Deludamol.
I can do that.
A lot of them. A truckload, literally. And not those weedy little ones. The 1,000 milligram ones. And if you find me a gentleman, well, we both know you need a father figure.
So it's implied that Mrs. Phillips is abusive and neglectful towards Trevor, rarely paying attention to him, verbally chastising him. There's also evidence that suggests she was a prostitute when Trevor was growing up, that she went to prison, and is addicted to a drug called Deludamol. And so this is where we pick things up in 2025. In the latest Grand Theft Auto Online DLC, Money Fronts, Rockstar introduced kind of an interesting way in which we can make some extra cash. It's this side operation called Quickie Farm, and they'll actually send you a text message that says, seeking high pressure employment with the added thrill of life or death stakes, comfortable enabling the opioid addicted Vinewood elite while making a tidy profit from it. Visit Quickie Farm today. And essentially, if you start this, you have to make various deliveries around the map. And a lot of them will give you a description of who you're delivering them for. Like, for example, this one right here is Fernando Martinez. He's at Eclipse Tower. They give you a little bit of a backstory in the classic Rockstar humor of what's going on with that character. And you can see that you end up picking up a briefcase and you deliver it to the door. However, one of the text messages you get directly references Trevor's mom, Mrs. Phillips. It says this: Mrs. Phillips has gone AWOL and is holding up Central Los Santos Medical Center. The police aren't doing anything, and we can't arrest her, but we can restock their Dilutamol that she's violently craving. How insane is that? So 12 years later, Rockstar just decides to randomly drop an Easter egg confirming that Mrs. Phillips, Trevor's mom, is still alive in 2025. Now, I don't know if the mission is the same for you, but I had to essentially go 5 miles back to the middle of the city. And at that point in time, my car was getting a little bit beat up. I'm watching the gameplay right now. But you essentially deliver it to the medical center in the middle of Los Santos. And then after I did that, there's no other reference to Mrs. Phillips, but apparently that's where she is. Now I'm going back and looking at her GTA Wikipedia page right now, and she was fairly old, and I say that in the most respectful way possible, when the game came out in 2013. So since it's 12 years later, she's obviously significantly older. I don't know if she's in that hospital full time, if she has become even more of a drug addict in this case, wanting more and more Dilutamol. I don't know. I just think it's so cool that she was finally referenced because she's one of the most interesting characters in the game. In fact, I've made a handful of videos on Mrs. Phillips because there is like a darker secret about her that seemingly Trevor is aware of or unaware of. Does he hallucinate her? Is she even a real person? Apparently she is. And this, again, just kind of answers so many questions, but also opens up so many more questions from what we originally knew about her. And like I mentioned earlier, this isn't the first time in this update that Rockstar have seemingly brought back some characters that we haven't seen for years and that have made sort of cameos and Easter eggs and appearances. And I don't know if this is meant to be a teaser for something to come in the future, but you might have noticed in the opening cutscene, even though he doesn't say anything, Agent 14 from the gun running update has mysteriously returned. In fact, Rockstar Games actually gave him a new character model. It's different than the one that you would see in the gun-running bunker cutscenes. They gave him blue jeans for whatever reason. Again, he has a slightly different character model, and he seems to know Mr. Faber. So he's connected in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if that'll have anything to do with a future update, or if he will have plans later on in this DLC, but either way, Rockstar again bringing back some characters that we hadn't heard from in a few years, and the biggest one of the bunch being Mrs. Phillips from single player. But anyways, let me know in those comments down below if you caught on to that Easter egg about Trevor's mom and her being alive and apparently still addicted to Dilutamol here in 2025. It also confirms and continues Rockstar's trend of keeping Grand Theft Auto Online in current day times. So we now know that the current timeline takes place in the year 2025. But again, let me know what you think in those comments down below. I would absolutely love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go and enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the GTA videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.